Good morning, everyone. For those who don't know me, I am Don Bowden, and I have been tasked with chairing the new community outreach program. I would just like to give you a quick update on our purpose, the focus, and how we structure the management of our community outreach program in the parish. In the words of St. Teresa of Calcutta, or Mother Teresa as she is also known, "I cannot alone change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples." This gave us the inspiration for our community outreach logo, and we have seen through your generosity that we can start ripples that will make a difference. The purpose of our community outreach is to have a sustained impact on alleviating the plight of the destitute and poor. This aligns well with our parish mission, which calls on us to know, love, and serve God more as disciples of Jesus Christ. The Community Outreach Committee strives to help with that mission by focusing your contributions on the poor. Caring for the poor is enshrined in the doctrine of the Church, which comes from Christ's teaching to us as we see in Scripture. And Pope Francis has continually reminded us of our responsibility for serving others, especially those who are the weakest in our society. In the past, there has been a small outreach committee doing outreach using a tithe from parish funds. There were also several separate programs like the Bags of Love, Winter Warmers, etc., that were run separately and relied on parishioner donations. This has now been restructured to fall under one committee, and you can see from the members that apart from Father Robert and Deacon Mike, it includes representatives from the PPC, the Finance Committee, and the Old Outreach Committee. Thank you to all of the committee for their invaluable contributions. The committee meets quarterly with a smaller disbursement committee meeting more frequently to ensure we service the poor and needy as timelessly as possible. As I mentioned, we have arranged all outreach from a single committee, and we would like to bring awareness of what we are doing closer to you all, with regular feedback to you and involvement where possible with other parishioners. Our faith is the cornerstone in all that we set out to do, so we set ourselves ethical principles to focus us as we strive better to help the poor and needy in a loving and empathetic manner and to remain accountable to you, the parishioners. We have three broad focus areas, namely Hunger is Real, Clothing and Warmth, and Discretionary Outreach. Hunger is Real will be those campaigns where we receive cash and food donations from you all. I must thank you at this stage for the amazing effort from the parish, from the recent Hunger is Real campaign. The funds and food from these campaigns will be used exclusively for hunger relief. The support from you so far from the Hunger is Real campaign has been incredible. This has made a huge difference. However, the situation of the poor in our surrounding areas remains dire, and we want to continue with this campaign, particularly now with the lockdown because of the third wave of COVID infections and the devastating impact on jobs caused by the taxi violence. Every cent counts, no matter how small or big the donation. I am sure a lot of you have supported the efforts to feed people in KZN and Gauteng as a result of the unrest and looting there, which is really great. But we cannot forget the poor on our doorsteps. Karen has put together a lovely summary of the donations we have made to date from the Hunger is Real campaign, which you can find on the website. You can see from this document the amazing difference you've made in these challenging times. Here are some other visuals from letters of thanks from our previous Bags of Love campaign. Clothing and Warmth will be campaigns for clothes, blankets, etc., like the Winter Warmers campaign that Barry reported on a couple of weeks back. Again, the funds and goods will be used exclusively for the purposes set out in the campaigns. Once again, we'd like to thank you from the Community Outreach Committee for your generosity with the Winter Warmers campaign. The discretionary outreach funds are derived from any excess funds out of the parish. First and foremost, the parish must ensure the costs of running the parish are addressed. Surplus funds can then be used for outreach. These funds will be used for projects that fall outside of the other two main categories and include a small fund for Father Robert to use for needy individuals he may come across. An example of discretionary outreach would be a recent donation we made to Nazareth House to help them with cooking equipment they sorely needed to cater for the needy they look after. To ensure transparency and for good governance, I have set out diagrammatically how funds will flow. We are in the process of setting up a separate bank account for community outreach, which we will update you on later. In the interim, please continue to use the parish account, indicating as you have been, winter warmers, hunger, etc. Hunger is Real funds will come directly from campaigns we run, and we will report back to you on how the donations are used. Similarly, clothing and warmth will be separate campaigns, and again, as Barry, Karen and the marketing team did with the winter warmers, we will report back to you. Discretionary outreach will be topped up from surplus parish funds at the discretion of the Finance Council. We will support ad hoc projects that meet our social justice mission. We will top up a small fund for Father to use for emergency relief. We also have the option of applying these funds to the other two categories. Once again, a big thank you to all of you who have donated in the past, and I hope we, as a community together, can continue to make a difference. Please feel free to send me any questions or suggestions via the parish office. Let's continue to start ripples that make a difference. Thank you very much for your attention.